Hey guys, Peter here from YPA Estate Agents, and we've got our director James here today. Yeah, we're just here to discuss a couple of interesting topics we thought we'd share with everyone, and some interesting stats that we came along with.
And the market is still doing really, really well. And I think the media is probably playing a big part to why there has been a shift. And the media does what the media does best. But when we look at the numbers of what's transacted last year, so this financial year it's passing, 1,570 properties transacted in Werribee alone. So that is huge, huge numbers.
Amazing. And it's interesting to see when we compare it back to a couple of years ago, back in 16 to 17, where there was actually 2,218 homes that sold, James, which was unbelievable numbers. To think that there's been 30% less transactions that have actually happened is a clear indicator to us that the competition is definitely going to be there. Less homes coming to market, and we're finding that competition at the moment is immense throughout auctions, seal bid, private sale, whatever method we're choosing. We're finding constantly there's competition out there. So great news for sellers if they're considering selling.
That was probably something, I've always been a numbers man, but when we look at the amount of properties, focusing on Werribee now, but 24% of the properties that went onto the market actually went on as an auction property, which surprised me because Werribee has traditionally been a private sale market. And I think that's just driven by competition because there's less properties on the market.
Definitely.
Buyers are forced to compete for them.
100%. And then just jumping into the Hoppers Crossing division, it's been unbelievable just to see the numbers in there. 40% of properties going onto the market came on as an auction. So it just shows you that there is a huge auction audience in Hoppers Crossing due to obviously lack of demand.
When we look at that 40% though, there was less than half of those actually make it to the date. So many of those sold beforehand. Some of them literally going on the market and selling within a week.
100%. And the beautiful thing about it too is when we look at the stats again, going through the numbers, almost half the properties came on the market in Hoppers Crossing versus Werribee. And then we saw about a 16% drop in properties that had actually sold in Hoppers Crossing. So it's clear to say to us that, you know, sellers are obviously looking to advance out there and get the maximum for their home. Now's a great time to do so.
Definitely.
With the financial year ending, obviously businesses are reassessing, individuals are reassessing their situation. It's clear to show us as estate agents that the stock levels are on a lower time. So if we are trying to get the better price today in today's market, now's a fantastic time to sell.
Probably the banks, as we all know, they're tightening up. Interest rates have jumped up a few times, and it's rumoured that they're going to go up again. But really what we're seeing, especially in the first home buyer market, Tarneit, Truganina, Manor Lakes, Wyndham, is so many of the properties are going to private sale because buyers are subject to finance. And we're seeing if buyers are pre-approved and really financially backed and they can put in an unconditional offer, they're picking up some really, really good homes.
And I think the most important thing that I'm seeing at the moment is from all these stats that we've seen across the whole subdivision that we service, properties are still moving relatively quite quick. What's our average days on
27.
market? So 27 days average days on market at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're looking at selling, within 4 weeks, roughly, we're finding you will be sold, and we're finding they're selling for still quite some great prices.
And that 27 days really hasn't changed over the last 5-6 years. It's always been that kind of.
It's been quite consistent. Beautiful thing is we've got 4 fantastic properties going to auction to kick off new financial year. We're super excited. We've got 5 Booth Street in Tarneit. We've got 13 Goddard Street in Tarneit. That's been a standout. We've had how many groups through that home?
I think we've 50 something through
50 something groups through the property. So it's just a clear indicator that people are still out there. The buying demand is still great. So if you are considering selling, we'd love to hear from you.
Done. See you out there.
And have a good day.